You know my next guest, he needs no introduction, four-time Super Bowl champion, future Hall of Famer. He is the host of Dudes on Dudes with Gronk and Jules, Julian Edelman, of course. And he only has 3 rings, right?
Yes, Jules only has 3 rings, but that's okay because he's a dude.
We should come back and just get 5. 5 sounds better.
No.
We should do that.
Yeah, 5 does sound better.
You look like you're in great shape. You're just jogging around the studio, Gronk. I think you could do it.
I think I could play possibly 4 to 5 plays right now, and then I'll be like Anthony Richardson tapping my helmet to get taken out of the game.
What did you think of that? What did you think of that?
It was a little bit too much. I mean, as a quarterback, I've never seen that happen. You're supposed to be in the game throughout the whole game and never come out as a quarterback. Joe Flacco's not tapping his helmet, I can tell you that. I mean, it was not a good look for Richardson.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good look for the organization. And look what happened from the result of it. I mean, Joe Flacco is now the starter, and I totally agree with that choice as well with the Colts to do that. And Joe Flacco, he has better chemistry with the wide receivers too. He's able, yeah, he does for sure, and he's able to get the ball in their hands to go out and make plays. And Richardson's, what is it, completion percentage, like 44% right now?
His accuracy is bad.
Yeah, you need Joe Flacco.
Look at you, you know the completion percentage. Somebody was on the Fox set. Have you ever out of a game?
I have a couple times. I mean,
but you're not a quarterback.
But I'm not a quarterback, and I'm 260 to 265 pounds, depending on the week, depending on how much I ran in practice that week. And
he's
I'm
a big
running
boy,
seam
though.
routes.
Hold
Sometimes
on.
I do 2 40-yard seam routes in a row. You know, and then I jog back to the huddle.
He's 245.
Yeah, he's 245. He's a big boy. He could possibly play
So maybe
tight
we're not
end.
talking about that. Maybe it's like the size, at the size he plays the quarterback position. But Luke Kuechly Monday said, I played with Cam Newton. He never did that.
Yeah. Cam Newton's a different species. I mean, that guy's a phenomenal athlete. But like he said, Luke Kuechly, Cam never tapped out. Anthony Richardson should never be tapped out.
I have a question.
Tapping out.
Do you think there's a quarterback in it? Because everyone is saying, I've never seen this before, I've never seen it. Has it happened and quarterbacks just lie about it? Probably, right? You don't think so? You don't think there's ever? I could think of like
I don't think so.
Suspects that I would think like maybe said, I have a cramp, I need to go in the medical tent, and they say they're injured when they just really need to breathe. You don't think that's ever happened?
I never seen that happen. Nope. I don't think that goes down. I think if a quarterback truly takes himself out or is hobbling, it's the truth. Whatever's going on with them is truly going on with them. I don't see quarterbacks, they take too much pride in being the quarterback and running the offense, running the huddle, getting everyone together. I don't see quarterbacks doing that. That's the first time this situation has occurred, I feel like.
When this happened, what do you think Brady's reaction was?
Oh, man.
In real time.
Oh, Brady's reaction in real time. Oh, man. That's probably why I've never seen it happen, because that's been my quarterback throughout my whole career is Tom Brady. But I can't even, do probably Brady's reaction right now. But he was probably putting him down on the pole pretty low.
Oh, yeah, I have not seen it. I've only seen his Instagram story that went viral this week. Okay, who do they play, though? I need to see. Colts. They got the Vikings in Minnesota. Who do you got there?
I'm going with Minnesota. Yeah, big time.
They can't lose 3 in a row.
They can't lose 3 in a row. Yes, that is true. I mean, they can, but they're not going to. I mean, they're just a very solid team. Their defense, I'm loving what Brian Flores is doing. I mean, he was the defensive coordinator in New England when I was there, and he has amped up his game to a whole nother level to get these guys where they need to be. I love how he brings everyone up the front, pretend everyone's blitzing, and he just drops all 7. It's so hard to read as a quarterback, and that's why I feel like Joe Flacco is actually the right choice for the Colts as well, because he's going to be able to read that defense way better than an inexperienced Anthony Richardson as well.
Does it surprise you that all of these Vikings players are saying, like, Brian Flores is so fun and loose and whatever, because he was known to be such like a tough ass when he was up there?
I mean, he didn't really speak much, to tell you the truth, when he was in New England and that whole Miami situation that went down. I wasn't there, but it just seemed a little skeptical. Like, it did seem like it wasn't the right fit. It seemed a little bit uptight, but sometimes people just got to go through that, and then they just loosen up tremendously. And I feel like that's what happened. I mean, it feels like it was better for and benefited everyone in the long run, especially the Vikings now.
Why do you have what are these?
So here we go. This is the National Tight Ends Day. I want to give a shout shout out to all the tight ends.
Let's
for
go!
representing, and not just representing, taking the tight end position to a whole new level on National Tight Ends Day last Sunday. So I printed out a list right here of every tight end that scored because I want to give them a special shout out.
There you go.
I think they amassed the most catches ever by tight ends in a week ever in the history of NFL.
Your boy Kraft went off. You put him on my map.
Yes, he did. 177 catches, also 16 touchdowns, which was plenty. Congratulations to all the tight ends out there. Kyle Pitts, 2 scores. Kate Otten, 2 scores. Tyler Conklin, a score. Brock Wright, Sam Laporta, Mark Andrews, Tucker Kraft, David Njoku, Evan Ingram, Dalton Kincaid, Adam Troutman, Nate Atkins. Obviously, Travis Kelce saved his first touchdown of the year for National Tight Ends Day to put tight ends on the map even more. And obviously, the founder of National Tight Ends Day, George Kittle, coming through as well. So congratulations to all those tight ends out there representing.
Do you think these OCs are scheming up these guys to get touchdowns like that because of this holiday that they made up?
Definitely for George Kittle.
That's
I can
crazy.
see him in the meeting rooms all week. Hey, National Tight Ends Day.
Go.
Come on, let's go. Feed me, feed me, feed me. He's definitely in Brock Purdy's ear telling him, hey, I got to get a touchdown or else, things aren't going to go down.
Did you watch?
Things aren't going to go well.
You're here in L.A. Mm-hmm. Did you watch the game last night, the World Series?
Yes, I sure did. No, actually, I watched a couple of the innings, and then my brother was in town, too, with his kids, so we went for a walk. We had some family time, but I didn't catch the whole game.
Well, this is the only thing that matters here, what we're seeing here.
This is actually the first time I'm seeing this live. Okay. And here's a little fun fact. That guy right there grabbing Mookie Betts' glove
Don't tell me you know
was
him.
my friend in college.
Gronk, stop it right now.
He was on the ice hockey team, the club Arizona Wildcats team, ice hockey team. And let me tell you, the whole hockey team, they were absolute maniacs. They were undescribable just how wild these guys, animals, yes, how wild these guys were. And him doing that represents him very well. I mean, he is all in for his teams. He is all in for the Yankees. I remember him talking about the Yankees all the time, how he loves them so much. And that describes him perfectly, just doing whatever it takes to help his team out. But he's a beauty.
Okay,
he is a beauty.
Okay,
and I just want to say congratulations.
Congratulations!
For shining when your moment came.
Okay, we're not talking any football today. I need to recue the tape. Gronk, we can call him a beauty, is what you just said. Will you tell me that you're telling me this is okay?
No, I'm not saying it's okay.
Well, now I want you to tell me what you think of what your friend did.
No, I'm not. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while. I mean, that whole group.
Walk it back.
They were maniacs.
I mean, if Gronk's calling you a maniac, that's about all you need to know.
They were fun. That's for sure. He's a fun dude.
Gronk, this is unhinged behavior.
It is unacceptable, definitely, in the world of sports. But when you're that big of a fan, that's what fans do. I mean, whenever they have an opportunity to do that. And I read he got interviewed by ESPN. I read it this morning. He said him and his friend talked about it every single time they were at a Yankees game. What would they do if that situation occurred? And he said they would do it again, and that's what they would do. They would stand up and protect the D. That's what he said. That's what he said. So,
they could have ripped Mookie's arm off.
I think it's truly unacceptable. I mean, that act of behavior, but I mean,
the fact that you know him, that must have been Lath right next to him. I mean, I don't know. That guy's going to need a stand-in or something. They got kicked out. They're allowed back in. This is about the craziest thing I've ever seen. Of course, you know this guy.
What's the wildest? He put a little weight on as well. Austin, you're looking a little chunky.
What's the craziest interaction you had like this that you're just like, this went a little too far?
I mean, so what's the rule anyways in the MLB with playoff?
Don't rip someone's arm or hold them.
But if you can go out and reach for the ball, are you allowed to do that?
Sure, but you're not supposed. Yeah, you're not allowed to use the jaws of life to pry open a mitt. What? The batter was out is the rule. I don't know.
So whenever there's fan interference, the batter's out no matter what?
Yes.
All right, so that makes a lot of sense. I mean, or else fans would be interfering, and the other buddy would be holding his leg, and he'd be
giving him a noogie. Yeah, sure, great.
All that. So that makes a lot of sense. So that's a good rule right there to have. And I mean, the guy's been living for this day, this moment.
This is a planned attack. That's all I heard. This was a premeditated. This is not just an act of passion from a fan. This was premeditated. That's what I heard, and I'd like out into the ether. Do you have a wild fan or like a crazy fan interaction that went a little? Nobody's tried to.
No, never in a football game. I mean, I definitely love the fan interactions.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were playing the Colts in Indianapolis, I remember the front row, the guys right, in front row behind our bench, they were just chirping the whole entire game. Then I was chirping back and forth. But that's really all, is just chirping, because football fans, they're really far back, so they really can't interact with the players. So just chirping is the only interaction that's ever kind of escalated in my career.
I feel like in any fan situation, like not on the field, like everyone just thinks they have access to you. That's tough because of just how gregarious you are. Like, you're so nice that people just, I think whenever I see you in public, people are just like grabbing at you because I think they think that they can. You have a special kinship with fans. I hate it for you, but you do really well with it.
Well, thank you for hating it for me, because that's actually my #1 pet peeve, is when randoms or fans just come up and grab me and just like they grab my shoulder or they hit you. They're like, oh, what's up, man? And they smack you. So one time someone did that to me and it pissed me off. He's like, what's up, Gronk? They smack you like that. And I'm like, yo, like you don't even know who I am and you're smacking me.
Yeah,
and
or just touching you. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. I don't like being touched by just randoms. I mean, come say what's up. That's fine. But when you start getting in touch, it's kind of like, crossing the boundaries. So this one guy slapped me one time at the ESPYs. Like, we were about to go up the escalators. He's like, whoa, Gronk, so nice to meet you. And then I looked at him. I said, you know what, man? It's so nice to meet you, too. And I wound up, and I just slapped him on the back. I was like, you are such a great guy. I appreciate you.
You didn't.
And smacked him again. Yes, my friend Bobby Goons was right there. He witnessed the whole entire thing. He still talks about it to this day. And this fan, every time I hit him, I did 3 smacks on him. He went, and he didn't want to show that it hurt. But I was just giving it back to him. He went like that, and then the third one like this, and then he walked away like very silently in pain. I was like, yeah, I got him back, baby.
Who is Bobby Goons?
Bobby Goons?
Yeah, who the hell is Bobby Goons?
Bobby Goons is my all-purpose utility man,
No, I don't know what that means.
You never met Bobby Goons before?
No, who is it?
Bobby Goons.
No, it sounds like a made-up.
Bobby Goons.
What's his story? The world needs
Bobby
to know.
Goons,
because I'm sure he'll be a terrorist at some sort of a sporting event next time something happens, and he'll ruin it for everybody.
He would be if I was involved. He would be on my side.
Goons?
So Bobby Goons, I've known him for about. That's his real name. His first name's Rob, but we call him Bobby. And then his last name is Goon. It's
Robert.
not made up. So he's just, like I said, my all-purpose utility man.
Does anybody know what that means? I think I know what it means.
That's all we need to know.
It sounds very like Ray Donovan meets Breaking Bad. Am I close? Is that?
Yeah, you're close.
Okay,
you're
great.
Close.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we talked tight. We talked tight end day. We talked a little Yankees. Should we bring? Is Hamilton here? Hamilton was at the game. I do want to get
Is Hamilton taking a day off?
No,
Hamilton,
he's here.
where are you at, brother? You were at the game, so you think you can have today off. What the heck? What the heck?
What's up?
Let me tell you what Hamilton said this morning on our call. We all brought up the catch, which now I'm with 2 absolute frickin' frack bozos who are defending this animal. But he said, he's a huge Yankees fan, and he's like, it was amazing. Don't come into our house and think you can do. And we were all, the entire room was like, I've never heard a worse take out of Matthew Hamilton in my entire life.
Listen, I'll say this. Being there 300 feet away, there were no replays. The first time I saw it was after our meeting. I didn't realize they were grabbing the guy's arm and pulling it. It just looks like there was a little, the ball was being bobbled and it ends up coming out. But no, I'm saying the other fan was grabbing his arm. You couldn't see that from the stands. Yeah, Bobby Goons over there. But yeah, it just looked like the ball was being bobbled, and
Look your face.
you can't do that. Oh. I mean, if I was in that situation, nah, I wouldn't have done that. Absolutely not.
His name is Austin Capobianco or something like that. He's really Italian. I can't say his last name.
Capobianco.
Yeah, Capobianco. Yeah. There you go. He used to throw big ragers at the University of Arizona. I used to attend him. So that explains him perfectly as well. He's a fun guy.
Literally all you need to know.
Fun guy.
That's it.
All you need to know, and Hamilton's defending this reprehensible behavior. I'm very lost today. All right, so that's what happened. We'll get more from you. You had a good time, though. I can't imagine you weren't soaked head to toe with beer the entire time.
Oh, it was an unbelievable atmosphere. Yeah, the beers were flying after the Volpe Grand Slam, after the Glaber home run. They were just tossing beers in the air. I was completely soaked. It was, probably still not going to win the series, but it was fun to get one. It was fun to be there. First World Series game I've ever been to. It was awesome.
Yeah, we'll always remember Johnny Kawabunga or whatever you guys just said. Okay, let's get to some football here. Yesterday, let's get to some football because we got these wide receiver trades happening all over the place, Rob. Dionate Johnson, he goes from Carolina, where nothing was happening, to the Ravens. What did you think? Because all these teams are getting these wide receivers now.
I mean, I think that was a good trade for both teams. Obviously, the Carolina Panthers are kind of a fire dumpster program right now. Just get rid of their players and kind of rebuild. And then the Baltimore Ravens, they needed that outside type wide receiver, and they just got one. And what's so great about Dionate Johnson is that he's really good outside of the numbers. So now they have weapons all over the field, everywhere. And if Lamar Jackson can just make that throw on the out routes, this is going to open up the offense tremendously. And on top of it, this is going to help out those tight ends I was talking about earlier with Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, who I believe are the best tight end duo in the game, and they complement each other very well. And that's going to open up middle of the field more for them. So expect the Baltimore Ravens to be even more dangerous now than what they are.
Chiefs add DeAndre. Ravens add Dionate Johnson. Buffalo Bills, by the way, Josh Allen at the game last night, the Yankees game, taking it in on his off day. They add Amari Cooper. Who made the best trade? Or like the impact that will be felt the most? Which wide receivers in the best spot? Which team's in the best spot because of the trade of those three? All contenders.
I'll go with Amari.
Really?
Amari Cooper. I mean, he already went in and had that touchdown in his very first reception in Buffalo. I just feel like he's going to make the most impact. I feel like
they needed him the most?
They needed him, yes, exactly. They needed him the most. Josh Allen is so good at spreading the ball around, too. So I just feel like that's the best situation. That's going to be the best trade in midseason for a wide receiver as well. And there's a team out there that also needs a wide receiver, especially with the Baltimore Ravens making that play that they made. When was that trade even happen?
Yesterday.
That happened yesterday?
Well, this is what's happening, right? If you're a contender, you're like, well, shit, I need a receiver.
Exactly. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they need a wide receiver. They need another.
They had Dionate.
Yes, they did, but it wasn't really working out. Yeah. It was good that they both separated and he left.
Who do they go get?
I think they need to get somebody. I don't really know. I'm not really sure who's out there. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, they gotta make a move now. Their division rival made a move. They got to step it up as well, and they got to go get a wide receiver. If they don't, I mean, that's fine. But if they really want to contend, for the division and possibly have a deep playoff run, Russ is doing good. He just needs that supporting cast around him, kind of like Peyton Manning had when he was in Denver, especially with the defense. And then Tom, he had a great supporting cast end of his career in Tampa as well. And Russ kind of needs that supporting cast. They should go out and try to find one if they want to really contend.
Hamilton, I'm thinking, I was not ready for this, but I'm thinking wide receivers that might be available. I mean, the world is going to say T. Higgins if, the Bengals keep losing, because they don't know if they're keeping him beyond this next year because they obviously paid, they have Jamar and they paid Burrow. So T. Higgins, that would be crazy if he got traded to Pittsburgh. Interdivision's probably not going to happen. Garrett Wilson's another name, but you can't imagine if you're the Jets, you're going to let go of Garrett Wilson. I'm trying to think of a receiver that might make sense. A Cortland? No.
Come on, Hamilton. Or were you out too late last night? You can't think right now.
Cooper Kupp, it sounds like, is off the board now too. You wonder, maybe do the Saints move somebody as they look to start rebuilding? Chris Olave,
No way.
hasn't totally been working out there. That's hard to imagine too. But yeah, I think the pickings are slim now on the trade market for the Steelers after all these moves have gone down.
Yeah, but I think you kind of have to make the move. I feel like the Ravens' hand was forced once DeAndre went to the Chiefs. If we want to get through this, we're going to have to shore up the offense. It's a great point. Let's get to Thursday Night Football. Thank you, Hamilton, and return to your hangover. Jets Texans. We got a little. Oh, are we doing Prop a Shot right now? Oh wow, this is my favorite part of the show. Woohoo! Prop a Shot. Look, I got a new toy. Hello.
Oh, boy.
Let's look at the scoreboard. Matthew Hamilton. Woohoo!
All right, after last Thursday's Vikings-Rams game, Kay, you were a perfect 3-0. Gronk, you had a great night, too. You went 2-1, but Kay has a 10-6 lead. I don't know if Bobby Goons can stop this run at this point.
Gronk, when are you going to start trying? When are you going to start mailing it in on these props and actually give me some competition?
Right now, Hamilton, let's go. Throw the props at me. I'm ready to
so
go.
competitive.
Let's go. All right,
Hey.
we'll start with you, Gronk, as we
Okay,
try to close
let's
this
go,
gap.
Bobby
Let's
Goons
go,
on
Bobby
Kay.
Goons, let's
Bobby
go.
Goons,
Let's
take
go.
care of Kay. She no longer exists, so she can't make her
I'm going to be
bets.
swimming with the
She can't make her
fishies.
freaking
Cement on my heeled boots. Let's go.
Freaking picks.
All right, first one for you, Gronk. Brees Hall over or under 64.5 rushing yards.
I'm
tomorrow
going with
night.
Brees Hall over 64
Why?
and a half
Why?
rushing yards because Aaron Rodgers needs the help. If they want to win these games and they want the offense to explode and, move the ball, Brees Hall needs to be involved. So hand him the ball so he goes over 64 and a half and I look good.
It literally says, Kay, use a noisemaker to taunt Gronk on her lead.
Oh, just start
I can't do the late
Brees
one.
Hall 64 and a half yards over.
All right.
Let's go. All right, Kay.
Yeah.
Next one. Tank Dell over under
Nope.
58.5 receiving yards.
I'm going to smash the over because of availability and opportunity. A bunch of guys banged up. We lose Diggs to an ACL. Tank Dell, by the way, a friend of the show. Big night. Big night for Tank Dell.
You're
All right,
just
Gronk,
picking
your
him to
turn.
go over because he's a friend of the show and you don't want.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't pick Bobby
go against
Goons
him.
to go over
I want
under.
to send Bobby Goons to come get you.
I believe you. Go ahead.
All right, Gronk. CJ Stroud over under 221.5 passing yards.
I'm going with under, and that's why Tank Bell isn't going to complete his overage
God.
that Kay picked him to have.
Overage.
Yeah, so, he lost Nico Collins as a back. He just lost Stephon Diggs. I believe the Houston Texans are going to win this game, but I don't think C.J. Stroud is going to throw for over
a good one.
221.5 yards.
I think you're right, Gronk.
I
Hand the
think
ball
so
off
too.
to
All right,
Mixon.
Kay. The quarterback matchup on the other side. Aaron Rodgers over under 233.5 passing yards.
Now you're doing me dirty. This is a tough one. You're supposed to pick easy ones. This is tough. He has not been great. You gotta think Devontae. You've gotta think he's in this thing a little bit more, right? I'm gonna go over because he has to. Because he has to. That's it. That's all
All
I
right,
got.
Gronk.
He does
Gronk.
have to.
That was weak.
He does.
That was weak. But against the Tech, honestly, Danielle Hunter's gonna ruin him. That's the truth. Danielle Hunter, do not kill Aaron
What
Rodgers.
about Will Anderson?
You know what? Great call.
Yeah.
Good call by you. Give the second year player some
I like
love.
that
All right,
pick going over.
Hammer, take control of the show.
All right, Gronk. Who is your anytime touchdown scorer for the Jets? You can pick anybody. They score a touchdown, you win this one.
Well, before I even saw the odds, and obviously Brees Hall is favored to score, I was already going to pick Brees Hall before you even showed me that. So Brees Hall, he's going to go over 64 and a half yards, and he's going to score a touchdown. And I'm going to go for 3 for 3 this week. So thank you.
And-
Thank you already in advance.
Yeah, I think you'd need to go 4 for 4 to even time me. So you got a couple weeks, buddy.
Hey,
You
it
got a
doesn't.
couple weeks.
Hey,
You got a couple weeks.
Just 1 week at a time.
Okay, Capricola. What do we got?
All right, okay. Anytime touchdown scorer for the Texans.
I'm going to go Joe Mixon. And I know that because he's doing nothing but scoring touchdowns. He's got, I think, 5 touchdowns. I have it right here in his last 3 games. Jets defense, Hassan Reddick, blah, blah, blah. Not great. Not great. Middle of the pack against the run. I think Joe Mixon, the strong runner that the Bengals miss a lot, by the way, is going to have a great game.
I don't know why
All right,
the
let's
Bengals
just-
let him walk.
You tell me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the Bengals are toast. Great job.
That's
the
why
Bengals,
they're toast.
Are they?
Yeah, that's why they're toast.
We
They
were
let
talking
Joe
about
Mixon
this.
walk.
I'm not kidding. They don't have
Yeah.
any. There's no threat to the ground game.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
working. Do you think are we wrapping them up? They're done.
Yeah, they're done. Remember I said at the beginning of the year, I said the Bengals are making the playoffs. They need Joe Mixon. Trade for him. I don't know. Get him back.
Why are we saying it like this? All right, let's recap this thing, right? So here's our props. It's a proper prop off. I think Tank Dell over 58.5 receiving. Aaron Rodgers, you better have over 233.5 pass yards. And Mixon will have an anytime touchdown score. And Gronk, what do you got?
I got Brees Hall rushing over 64 and a half yards, and I got CJ Stroud under 221 and a half passing yards. But the Texans are still going to win. And then I got Brees Hall to score an anytime touchdown.
We love it. FanDuel offering all customers a 30% profit boost token. Gosh, this is so awesome. You can use it just for tonight's game. It's Texans, it's Jets. Big one for the Jets. Are you not wrapping the Jets yet?
The Jets?
Are the Jets done?
Yeah, they're done.
Even if they win this, they're done?
I can't even believe you're asking me that.
Sometimes you pretend.
They just lost to the Patriots, Kay.
Sometimes you
They're
pretend.
done, and now the Patriots are up and coming. Thank you to the Jets.
You think the Patriots are up and coming?
I think that win was huge for the organization. I think they're up and coming in the future. Obviously, this year they're still trying to find where their feet are, but that was a big win to get them back on track. They needed that big time.
You called that. What that was, the thing with Gerard Mayo, all of that. They got the Titans this week. I say they go 2-0 over the next, or over this stretch. We will be back after this. Kevin Durant on the show. Which team is he afraid of
KD,
in
what
the
up?
NFL? I love KD.
He's afraid of me.
He's
afraid of me. He don't want me guarding him.
Gronk,
he
you're
gets
the best.
no points.
You're the